Extended, and we're going to be trying just a stock list that got second place. Seems like a pretty good list. A fellow streamer and a good guy, by the way, named Boot to the Head, had been testing green white ramp prior to Washington D.C.'s Grand Prix, and he liked it, and it looked pretty good, and I've been pretty interested in it. And if you've watched me stream, I've said over the last several days that, like, if I was going to tune a non-standard deck, if I was going to tune a standard deck that wasn't approach, it would be green white ramp. So obviously I had to jump right onto the bandwagon and give it a try just the second I could. Hopefully this goes well. This looks pretty cool. I think I would like some tireless trackers and maybe Fault Not Seers, but who knows. Another reason that we're not necessarily doing just approach again tonight is the deck needs some changes, and I don't know what they are yet. This hand's probably weak, but a lot of high impact draws with the deck. Most of the decks in the format are fairly slow, so I think you can get a kind of slower start. Obviously, we're just going to get punished, and he's going to be a red deck, but our match probably increases significantly post-board versus the red decks anyway. I don't actually know what changes to make to the approach list right now. And like I've said on my stream for, a couple of days now, maybe a week, that this is the deck I kind of wanted to explore anyway, so no reason to be disappointed. We're just going to go ahead and play this for one. That's probably a waste, but in theory we'll draw spells and like curve out, but might not be a waste too. He showed us a black mana. Yeah, so some kind of reanimator deck. Probably not bad for us. I know Scarab God might be kind of mean. A mean one, Mr. Your turn looked great, man. You did wonderful work on that. I think we need 2 green less than we need 2 white, so I think the turn looked very good. I think Robbie probably exaggerated about its condition, and I should have looked at it for myself. That's what I'm thinking right now. But it doesn't matter since I lost in the top 4 regardless, but still. Should have probably looked at it for myself. So we don't have anything to do with our mana next turn except for like walking ballista stuff. I guess we can just do that instead. It lets us do things. So we'll play this one. Basic land card. I assume we're gonna go to what? I have no idea. They didn't even post a Friday Night Magic for this week at all. So we can play a World Breaker next turn. That's not nothing. Stops them from Lilianaing a turn. Expertise. So he's killing his own dude? Sure. Wonder what he's casting of this expertise in. I don't know. I don't know, that's all going to be interesting to see how it plays out. So another Champion of the Wits is a good one. Probably going to cut off the second black. I think it probably matters more than the Lumbering Falls. Have to be in kind of bad shape here, right? Matt Severa did with Mardu vehicles, and the deck I'm playing got second. I feel like we got paired versus probably a bad match round one. I'll have to see. We're playing approach, we lose this match too. I mean, it's just a strong deck, you just have to dodge red deck wins. If you dodge red deck wins, you'll have very good performance with it. I think his list looked a little better than most of the lists I saw as well. A high chance that I play that list at Friday Night Magic this week. Well, that's not really what we wanted to see. Let's see what we get off no clue. That's not really what we wanted to see either, is it? So we can't even cast Ulamog? It's a good chance that he just has like Land Liliana here. Didn't he bring back the big 80? Oh wow, he didn't have anything. Sometimes we get lucky, folks. Is it bad that I almost want a world break? Or is it bad that I almost want to fumigate my world breaker? I'm not going to, but it's a good chance that I should have. But that's pretty good for them. What do you do? Instant draw 2 cards. 1, 2, 3. He missed land again. Gotta be honest, the longer he keeps missing lands, the better odds. So you take 6 mana, and you take 5 mana. I guess we'll start with an attack, because if he uses a removal spell, we would just rather buy back the World Breaker. Okay. Guess we'll put you here. Well, let's tap the mana a little differently. That way I can't misclick if I do it this way. Go ahead and put you there. And if I use you to draw, I could still play a World Breaker. Almost. Haven't played a land this turn, so. going to play a land this turn. Alright, so our opponent not drawing a land for 75 turns really helped us this game. And the Ulamog's just going to kill 2 lands, so I guess it probably doesn't matter what he does from here. Yeah, that's, I have to make all those same debates, George. By the way, thank everybody to NRF57 for loaning us the cards for this deck. He loaned us some Ulamogs and some World Breakers. Oh. Hey, Bay. Yeah. Hey. Oh. I want to undo. Whatever. I was going to use my mana more efficiently, but it's too many clicks to undo things. Put you on the stack first. Oh, never mind. He's just conceding. I was like, it's not letting me put things on the stack. What's going on here? Alright. Let's just move these over here where we can look at them. Quarantine Field's probably fine. They're going to have Liliana's and like the big 8/8. Warbreaker seems okay. Probably don't need the cats. And the gods probably seem okay. Other things. I said gods, but the sours define lands. So Hour of Promise is probably worse than Oblivion Sower when our opponents are going to be on the gates. The Walking Ballistas probably don't win games here, but they may. I think I want at least one Walking Ballista in the deck no matter what for the Sanctum of Ugin. And we know we want to field's probably over Fumigate's fine. Fumigates aren't real good in this anyway, the Descends are better. Maybe this Walking Ballista's better, I don't know. Yeah, we'll go with this though. Man, I have the hand that would be using the control button in a, like, I'm using it to rest my head. Alright, well, we'll mulligan to 5. Could have probably sideboarded out the Linvala too. Alright, so we'll keep this. Hand's real bad, obviously, but we mulligan to 5. What do you expect? My sideboard out the Linvala for the next game. They do have Graph Widows, and they have Noxious Gear Hulks. And they have a big 8/8 that probably comes into play roughly the same turn. But for now, they got to deal with these 2 points of beatdown. Never could really tell if this is supposed to be a female or not. Well, he's mana-screwed yet again. Our opponent never plays spells. We got this. Could have a negate, but this is a better use of the mana either way. Didn't have a negate. Yeah, well, opponent's just not going to ever play a land. We figured out how to be great at Magic. Let's see if we can find another Fraven Inspector. Nope. Yeah, I'm just going to hardcast a 5 power Linvala next turn if he doesn't play anything. If he does play anything, I'm probably still just going to cast a 5 power Linvala next turn. Like, this is a pretty quick clock in this spot. It happens sometimes. It sucks for our opponent, but yeah, happens sometimes. Happened to us a lot last week. So we can attack for 10 this turn. Eh, probably not worth it. It's a 2-turn clock either way. Put you here. Alright. Well, they have to have something this turn. And we can kill a blocker this turn. What's up, Corey? What are you into, bub? Alright. Well, opponent got mana screwed and opponent is dead. Like, he's just dead on board. We don't even have to have that. Oasis plus Linvala kills him. Shelford Dooms plus an attack for a while kills him. Just everything kills him. Oh, whatever. This takes the least amount of buttons to click. Alright, well, we beat the mana screwed opponent. Beat us a mana screwed opponent. It's part of the game, though. For anybody who cares, again, we're playing the second place Grand Prix Washington, D.C. list. Grand Prix Washington just ended before we started our stream. You can type exclamation mark in chat, exclamation mark deck list in chat when we're during a game if you want to refer to the list, or if you want to get a link to where you can hover over cards and read them all. Also, down below, there's a link to my Twitter. I'd appreciate any follows on my Twitter and or my Twitch chat. On the Twitter, you can see every time I go live, every time or every deck list I play, and lots of just random opinions and stuff for myself. Also, on the Twitter, there's a link to my YouTube. And on my YouTube, in every video, you'll find links to the Twitter, the description, or the Twitter, the deck list, and the Twitch chat. And you can go subscribe onto YouTube as well if you feel like it. It's free. A little bit of promotion there. Should have played this Friday. Like, I wanted to green red so bad, but I was lazy. Fair enough. Yeah, no, this deck's pretty good. I've liked it all week. I guess this hand's a keep. I don't really know. I'm just pretty much keeping anything with lands right now. Who I was playing Commander with you guys. Irrigated farmlands. Most decks with irrigated farmlands are good matches for us, but our hand seems kind of miserable. So we'll have to see how this works out. We need to play Pummeler a little bit more before rotation. Is DeJohn Sanders? Alright. Would appreciate a non-land draw step this game, please. Thank you. I don't think anybody else even knew they were supposed to show. Unless you guys have a chat I don't know about or something. Non-land draw step, please. Nope. We've drawn 9 lands, 2 non-lands so far. Is that right? Yeah. Well, I didn't know there was other chats. I was just saying if. I guess I'll play that and then shove this on this. It's our first non-land draw step, though. I think we have to get a lot better post board. This is one of the decks one of the reasons I'm not playing Approach is because of this deck yet. I'm just sitting here getting crushed by Approach right now. Sad thing is, all we have to do is like draw a World Breaker when we're in good shape still. It's kind of ridiculous. Like that's how heavy of a favorite you are in this match. Like, don't get me wrong, we're not a favorite to win or anything, but like. What? I clicked that in the other manner. That's fine. We'll just go ahead and get us another World Breaker. Don't care if they counterspell this. If we'd had a Shrine out, we could have got Ulamog and it been in time. So he cycled a Cast out, which means he has some kind of other answer to the World Breaker, which is fine. Still has 7 cards in his hand. Could be waiting to fumigate both of them. Don't care if he's waiting to fumigate both of them. Still just want to like knock him off as many lands as possible. If he's going to kill it, he's going to kill it. We're not that worried about it. Because if he kills it, we can just like start buying them back. Could just draw another one too. That's always something that can happen. Alright, well, looks like we could just be dead. If he has 2 approaches and a land, like, we have nothing we can do. Yeah, well, he's got the land. He's got another land on top of his deck as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I might as well buy the other one back. Sure. There's Ulamog. Probably just dead though. Like he's gone through over 30 cards. He's still got multiple lands in hand. Yeah. It's whatever. Alright, sideboarding. The Oblivion Sours come in. The World Breaker comes in, for sure. What cards aren't good? So like these are real bad versus negate, but they put a lot of pressure on them. We'll take out these 3 cards and a couple of fumigates, but we'll leave a few fumigates just in case they bring in like the cats and go crazy or whatever. Kind of want a 3rd fumigate. Hey, Dung Diggity, what's up, man? think this is fun. Hours kind of suck in the face of negate, but like our rafts don't do a whole lot. Maybe sideboarding out the ballista's bad. I don't really have any other early plays. Yeah. I don't think I want cats. Maybe cats are just better than fumigates because they attack. Probably not. This deck only having 2 cast outs is odd to me. I would have thought cast out would have been a more important card, and I would have thought there would have been some Beneath the Sands in here as well. Uh, 2 lands. Oh, we got a mulligan again. Alright, well, this hand's keepable at least. Keep. Wirewood. I guess we'll leave that on top. If we're leaving that on top, does that mean we get to cycle the Scattered Groves this game? Yeah, probably not. Port Town is a major mistake in that deck, by the way. It's not a minor mistake. It is a major mistake to have Port Towns in your approach deck. Like, major. Let's start with this one. It's the one we care about getting counterspelled the least. Nope. Oh well. Guess we're gonna cycle this. Try to find some gas. Hope our opponent doesn't have a summary dismissal. They do in fact have a summary dismissal. Well, that's pretty lucky. They're probably gonna lose. Hmm. Well, none of these cards seem helpful. We do have some Wrath of Gods in the deck still, though, so we're possibly not dead. I get discouraged when I lose both sides of a matchup. And those cards do something. They may not do enough in this spot, though. Can play both. Oh, that's a good one. So Fumigate and him not having negate would be nice. So 1, 2. Alright. That seems like the best play then. If nothing else, it reduces his clock significantly. Put that on the stack first. Put that on the stack second. So yes, we're gonna spin this. Probably just gonna go get another Ulamog. And if you can't kill our Ulamog, we can like, I don't know, potentially double our next turn if we draw land. Have a bunch of different plays on the following turn. He's still attacking, which is a bit awkward, I would say. Alright, well. What's up, man? What are you into? I guess let's start with the Oblivion Sour itself and see if it resolves. This was kind of a mistake, because if I had attacked, I would have got more lands. And I'm just now realizing that, so yeah, that was kind of a mistake. I was trying to decide whether I was even going to attack. Well, Ricky, I can't really afford to buy it, so... So yeah, that was a mistake by me. Could have had a whole lot more lands and did a whole lot more things had I just attacked first. What do we get? We got 1, 2 approaches. That's 3 cats. I have learned from that mistake now, though. I'll remember that next time. Well, I didn't see it. I didn't see that button. Well, if he's got a 4th cat, we're just dead. But if he had a 4th cat, we were dead no matter what. Well, I guess that's not true. Well, it's not a 4th cat, so that's good. So he has to stop the Ulamog this turn? Yeah, I definitely punted there, though. I definitely punted there pretty hard. So again, first time playing this deck, give me a give me just a little leeway when I make bad mistakes like that. Well, for one, Ricky, I have to have the food chain, considering the deck is a food chain combo deck. And I know I could just proxy it. It's Commander and we're playing for fun and nobody cares if I proxy it, but I have a large problem in my head that I don't want to shuffle a bunch of underground seas and tropical or tundras and things like that, yet still have to proxy a card. Like it's just crushing my soul to even think about that. He did not. That was the one card I specifically asked him about, and he said that said he didn't know, and somebody else said he didn't see one. So who knows? That was the card I wanted the most. Anyway, so back to looking at the list. So we know he brought in at least 3 cats, and he didn't really do anything else. I think 3 fumigates is enough answers to cats. Maybe the walking ballista just isn't good. If we win, we're going to win by a mile. I don't think this is a game where we narrowly squeak in and deal some damage. Can add the 4 fumigate, I guess. Could just bring in our own cats for blockers and attackers, but I think between all the ramp we have that we don't need to worry a whole lot about the cat. I could be wrong. This deck's pretty fun. What do we got here? So we have a mana ramp, we have a Fraben Inspector that cycles, and we have a cast out that can deal with part of a cat, or it can cycle. Keep. Well, I mean, I specifically asked the man, and I did not see one in anything he let me look through. There's nothing much more I can do, man. Nothing else I can do. I haven't cast a million Oblivion Sowers, though. And the Oblivion Sower interaction's what I messed up. I'm pretty sure we were literally sitting right beside each other when I asked him. But you may not have been listening to me. I mean, it was a crowded room, a lot of talking, a lot of trading and stuff. But I do believe you were sitting beside me. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. You know, it is what it is. Who cares? I'm not complaining or anything. Anyway, so cycle this here clue. That's kind of a good card. I don't think I ever want to use this in this match. So I think it's what I'm going to try to Weirding Wood, but again, I would rather have this counterspelled than the other. So I think we'll start with the spring. This probably gets censored or negated or the willed or something. You've looked through my binders, brother. Don't do that. And we can talk about that later, Ricky, but again, don't worry about it. Oh, wow. He doesn't care about my ramp spell. If he doesn't care about my ramp spell, that means he probably already has a dismissal in his hand. Because I would be scared to death of a spring. We have infinite colors, so just grab whichever one we can at random. Not that big of a deal. So, what is his play? Oh, it's a tap Port Town. Start with an attack. I said we can discuss anything like that in a bit, like when I'm not streaming. So let's try to put this on here. I assume he counterspells at least that one. I'm not gonna. Just for the F6 value, like, there's nothing for him to play around anyway. Him having a cat here is a little annoying, because we don't have any more gas. Well, there's some gas, so. How many lands does this take? Only if you control 7 or more lands. So, it's not online this turn. So we'll just do this on his cat, I guess. So next turn we have a shrine and we can pay for a sensor. Not that I don't think paying for a sensor is ever a thing. It's kind of an odd attack when he could just draw another Regal Caracal at some point. Okay. Figured out why it was an odd attack, I guess. Well, we're about out of gas here, so I don't think getting the cast out back does enough. Because if he just has another cast out, he just makes the cat even more giant. Or he kills the World Breaker either way. Maybe I should have not killed the land. We also still have Fumigates in our deck. Oh, well that was a good one. Yeah, well we're probably digging to a Fumigate now. Oblivion? Not dead for an Oblivion. We have enough mana that we can at least look for a Fumigate one turn first. Oh. Out of options then. He's got a million different spells, we just die to the cats. Million different spells and we just die to the cats. I do like how we got 2 blue mana off of him, and if we're not dead, if somehow we're not dead, we can actually use the spring now, which is kind of cool. But it's pretty easy for us just to be dead here. That card doesn't do anything. What does this card do? We play it, we're still dead on board. So we play you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We still have enough mana to cast Fumigate. We left our sweepers in. We just can't help it that we don't hit them. And he could have a negate at this point and or a sensor at this point, so. Alright, well, there's a Fumigate. To have 75? I don't actually know what you're asking. Alright, well, we attack. And if he has a sensor or a whatever, we're dead. If not, we probably win. Alright, not dead. Actually, we probably don't win. Like, he's now way too close to just killing us with approach. There's another cat. Come on, man. Play fair. come on, man. Play fair. Alright. I guess we could get the cast out now if we wanted. I don't know if I'm that worried about the cat anymore, though. Yeah, I don't think I'm actually worried about the cat anymore. Like, we have two fairly big blockers, right? Of course, killing his land doesn't do anything here either. Got one approach. Kind of need to draw an Ulamog. He has a million lands, so we definitely need to draw an Ulamog, and we need to draw it soon. There's another cat. Ugh. So we're just not dead this turn, but we're getting closer and closer to being dead. Alright, well, this is a redraw. And it's a blocker. Where'd that grounds go? I guess we'll leave the grounds up just in case. So are we just dead now? Yep, we take 9 damage now and we die to another cat. That's a little frustrating. I mean, he's going through over 30 cards of his deck. We've only saw one cast out total. I don't think just getting our cast out back is very useful. I think it's way too easy for him to have a cast out. But we're dead. Tilt. I did leave all of our rafts in. I don't think that match is even remotely hard. I just think we got pretty unlucky. I actually don't even think that bringing in the cats does anything. Like, I don't think you're supposed to sideboard into cats in that match. It's way too easy for this deck to get incidental blockers out of things like Hours of Promise and stuff. At least it's never been a successful sideboarding plan for me anyway. Is this a mulligan? I have to find at least 2 more lands before the hours come on? Yeah, this hand looks terrible too. I guess we'll keep this one though. Certainly don't want that. Maybe I should have kept hand 1. Oh, it's mono red. So either way, one of these came into play tapped. Yeah, we're just not going to beat this deck, especially with this draw. Little gift gaining a little bit of life's cute, but I don't think it affects much. Very nice. Well, we can descend next turn. I guess that's good. Maybe he'll untap and play a Hazoret. Probably pretty messed up right now, though. Like, we're down to 10? Alright, so if he doesn't add anything meaningful to the board, we take a pretty good jump forward next turn if we draw an untapped land. So if he doesn't add anything real to the board this turn and we hit an untapped land, we're probably there. That's the realest card he could draw. That's 6 points of damage and very likely to game. And we didn't hit the land anyway. Didn't hit the land anyway, so. What turn? Oh, have to hit a fumigate. What turn are you talking about? What turn did I miss? Can't get a fumigate now. I've wanted to draw a sweeper extremely often with this deck. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Technically not dead. I mean, dead, but technically not dead. Well, I mean, no, I probably just messed up. I'm not saying you're wrong. I likely just messed up. It's pretty hard for us to have any chance now. He still has 4 cards in his hand. Yeah. He casts a shock and we're dead. Alright, so these cards seem fine here. This card seems fine here. What do you do? That card seems fine here. Cards that seem bad versus mono red. The things that we ramp into. What else seems bad versus mono red? 26 land deck. Probably don't want the Weirdings either. Hmm. If I'm cutting that many land, or if I'm cutting that many things, can I cut one land? I don't think I need 26 lands anymore. Apparently I can't go back and look at that game in the middle of a game in progress. Oh well. Sure. We'll try this. Hmm. Sam looks bad. Sam looks a lot better, but still bad. Be nice to draw a couple gifts or something now. Maybe I shouldn't have left this on top. One-time gifts. One-time 3-mana ramp spell. Maybe I'm not supposed to cut out any of the ramp spells. Yep, probably just going to take too much damage now. One-time walking ballista. We have plenty of 2 and 3 drops. Even some 1 drops. So, one-time walking ballista. Alright, and we just die. Well, that's fun. And Dobbs. Alright. I would tell people to follow me, but we're just getting crushed again. I don't like to advertise when I'm losing. I had 12, 14 drops to play for between 1 and 3 mana. Maybe I'm not supposed to take out the Weirding Woods. Maybe getting to 5 drops 1 turn sooner is just way too important. But what else would I take out? The Hours of Promise? The Hours of Promise put out multiple blockers. I did not. Just like re-looking at this, trying to figure out what I would sideboard out. Spring's probably worse than the Weirding Wood, but like that wouldn't have affected anything. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Alright, this hand's the best hand we've saw tonight. Has to be a bad match, right? I guess sacking the clue's more important. Feels to me like it has to be a bad match. Yep, he's milling us. Probably not good for us. Well, we need all our lands right now. That's not good. Maybe we get Duelamon quick enough? Guess it depends on if he has a counterspell for the Hours of Promise next turn, or if he's got Startled Awakes, how badly this goes for us. It's not hit any of the lands that we're going to go look for with Startled Awake, so I guess that's something. It's not terrible. So we're really hoping he doesn't mill 2 shrines. Well, there's one of our cast outs. We need this to resolve. You got one of them. Alright, well, Ulamogs can come down. They may be able to save us. Who knows? Probably not, though. Down to 18 cards. We're going to lose at least some number more. Hmm. Missed a good opportunity to get us for some cards there. So down to 15 cards now. Can have about 1,000,000 things that just beats us. So down to 11. What's he got this time? It's another freeing. I think we're dead. And we may not be. Another freeing, we have a chance. What do? You may cast non-land cards with cycling from your graveyard. Do you have anything with cycling? Yes, you have you. Okay. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Could just do this and this to like try to stem the bleeding. It's probably fine. Sure. Down to 4 cards, so pretty much 1,000,000 things beats us. It's got to be in his hand, whatever it is. It's got to be for 3 or 4 mana. Come closer to this game than I expected. Conveying Winds. Don't know why. Oh, he cycled it. I was going to say, I don't know why he did that. I didn't expect to win that game. Alright, so Field seems like it's decent here. Worldbreaker seems like it's decent here. Cats for a little speed seem like they're decent here. What seems bad? The Sins seem bad. To be honest, the Fumigates don't seem particularly good, even though they were good that particular game. The Oblivion Sowers seem good? Meh. They probably have negates for these, but like, these get us to Ulamog. Eh. They're casting a gate, they're not milling us to death, right? It's pretty quiet in here tonight. Both nights I've screamed after a Grand Prix, nobody seemed to care. I think this deck's better than it's performing. So, no ramp spells. We'll go ahead and ship that. This hand's a lot better than the first hand, I think, but I'm not super excited about this first hand. Alright, I guess we need to keep this one. Why is it better than the breakfast stream? Probably not. I usually only do one. What's he got? Ooh, cycling that. Got one of our cast outs. Meh. Casting that doesn't feel like it does anything. He already has a 1-2 blocker, so. Got one of our Ulamogs. Because I'm eating pizza instead of Captain Crunch and I don't have to wake up early on a Sunday. That's fair. All of those are true statements. Untapped land would be swell. That's not an untapped land. Alright then. Getting crushed tonight. Having a pretty good day though. How are you doing? Not doing very well in the games of Magic though. probably just going to hard slam this the Hour of Promise next turn. I especially am if he taps enough mana. Yeah, he tapped enough mana. We're definitely playing the Hours of Promise now. Him landing one of our shrines was pretty sweet, but wasn't that big of a deal. Actually not played a land for the turn either, have we? Guess I could have used that first. Whatever. Really? You picked up a playset? That's pretty good. Those are worth a good amount of money right at the moment. Don't kill us, please. We don't like it when we die. So I'm going to have to Ulamog this thing? I wouldn't mind to pick up a playset of them, and I'm not really a big foil guy, but I am a big foil guy in long-term smiley type thingies. That's the most technical thing I can say. I think they'll be good for a while, so. Wait, what? It should be 10 mana. Why is it not working? Work. Thank you. How many times did I have to tap that for mana to make it work? Yeah, it was like 20 or 21 on eBay last I looked. Yeah. So they countered Ulamog, their things still die. And we still have an Ulamog in our deck, so we might as well go get it. And we'll play this thing. He's down to one card, so that's probably pretty good for us. I got one at our Friday Night Magic. I didn't try to trade for any. I'm hoping just to go to Friday Night Magics for 5 weeks and come away with at least 4. What do you do with this? Oh, he cycled it. I was trying to figure out, I was like, I didn't mill any cards, what happened here? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I don't think I'm going to sacrifice the clue until he shows me I need to. I wanted to play mill a lot. I bet they're not in stock at 9, are they? Them being in stock at 9 would seem insane. What in the world are you? Let's start with an attack. On eBay, they were around 20 when I looked. Just gonna take it out? Or had we not gone to block yet? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, Star City prices are terrible, man. Don't trust any Star City price on a card that's not immediately in stock, and don't trust any price on a reserve list card. For example, like an Underground Sea is like $500 on eBay, and they're like 350 to 375 on. Sorry, $500 on Star City and like 350 to 375 on eBay. Anyway, so we won that game versus the Brew. We're currently 2-2, trying to play for a pity chest. If you're in the chat, you can type !deck list to find a clickable link where you can read all of the cards in the deck instead of just the pictures here. Also, if you're watching from the Twitch channel, you can go down below in the links and you'll find a link to my Twitter. Would appreciate a follow on the Twitter. On the Twitter, you can see every time I go live all the deck lists, random musings and conversations that I have with people and argue with people, and you can ask me questions and stuff there even when I'm not streaming. Also, on my Twitch, there's a link to my YouTube, and subscribing to YouTubes are free, and I'd very much appreciate it from anybody who feels like it or likes the content whatsoever. And on every YouTube video, a link in the description to both the deck, the Twitch, and the Twitter. And I try to respond to all the comments on the Twitter and the YouTube, and anything in Twitch that people send me, but yeah, they are. There's a lot of money in that stuff right now. This deck feels pretty good. We've lost a blue-white approach so far, and we lost a mono-red. I feel like I'm a favorite versus both of those matches, but sometimes you run kind of poorly. Round 1, we beat Reanimator that didn't draw. Kind of not worth watching. He just didn't draw lands. And then we played versus a Millstone deck. The Millstone deck was pretty sweet. I thought it was going to beat us game 1, but I don't actually think we're probably not favored versus the Mill deck. I say Millstone because it was an old Magic card and the Mill decks used to be based on them, but just basically a milling deck. So round 5 we'll play first, and keep getting these weird hands where like I have a 7-drop, a 10-drop, and a 6-drop, but I only have 2 lands, and I have to hit 2 more lands to even get the hour off. Just go ahead and mulligan it. I think this hand's a lot better. Mainly because of the scry. But again, we've kept a hand that doesn't have anything prior to a 5-drop, and we've did that multiple times this league. Even though the deck... Where are they at? Get over there. Like, the deck has 15 drops to play on 2 and 3 mana. And then it has 2 more that can be cycled on 2 or 3 mana or played on turn 4. So, like, it's just exceptionally awkward that we keep getting these draws that just don't cast any spells before turn 4 or 5. Sorry, before turn 5. It's just exceptionally awkward. At some point, I'm going to have to read this card. It ain't now. I think it costs like 3 and 4 mana to activate. Yeah, 3 and 5 mana to activate. I won't say worse than I thought, but it's different than I thought. I have not read many of the cards spoiled, so anything I said about that would be a very large grain of salt. I feel like out of what I've read, now keep in mind I've not read them all, but out of what I've read in terms of standard, the 6/6 Shroud Trample thing seems the best, and in terms of modern and legacy and stuff like that, the blue X Stilladude seems the best. But again, I've probably read like 15 cards. So our opponent's got cards. It's got a collection of different lands. Yeah, still can't play anything. Target creature you control. Sorcery you control. He has counter spells, so that's probably bad for us. Might be some kind of like blue Eldrazi thing. What is this? Young Peach. First I'm gonna send you a message. Oh, well, never mind. I can't send him a message. So we're getting paired versus a second Millstone deck in a row. That is just odd. You don't really get paired versus Millstone decks very often, and to get paired versus 2 in a row is very odd. I may come back and do another stream later, just because I don't think we got a very good sample size of this deck so far. I may play it again tomorrow too. Not sure. I think Young Peach wants to do some kind of recording or something for his channel playing versus one of my decks as well. I'm not sure. He's not sent me a message, but we had discussed it previously. Wait, is MJ on? Oh yeah, if MJ's on, there won't be another stream later. MJ's my boy. And by my boy, I mean he doesn't know who I am. But I like the guy. That's not a land. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, that's not a land. If I tap 3 and put this on this, I'd have 1, 2. Okay, yeah. So I have all the mana still to do the things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, just double counting, cause math. If he's playing limited, I guess I won't watch him. I don't watch limited. Mainly because I don't play limited. But we're not just dead. We have some outs to anything. I need to learn how just to record videos so I can record the other side of the match versus Young Peach. It'll be on his channel, by the way. Maybe I should put up a link to his channel. That would also require me to go find a link to his channel without logging onto my YouTube. I can't afford nationals, man. There's nothing for me to plan. I just can't go. I don't think I was lethal, but maybe I missed it. 5-9. Yeah, I was lethal. I had 12 damage, or I had 16 damage and I missed it. Rip. I was too excited to play Ulamog, so this is another mistake I've made. Sell some of your kidney. Yeah, I missed lethal. No, never mind. Did not miss lethal. We're fine. I did not have 4 green mana. Alright, shoo. I would have been annoyed if I'd missed that one. Would have been annoyed if I'd missed that one. Not a lot, Dan. Trying this green-white ramp that just got second at the Grand Prix. We've got paired versus 2 Millstone decks, a Reanimator deck that got mana screwed, and a red deck wins, and a blue-white approach. We lost to the approach. We lost to the red deck wins. I don't really feel like we played Magic in either of those games very much. Well, game 1 versus the red deck wins was a real match, but the other ones felt awkward. Anyway, these seem good here. Attacking seems good here. These rat thingies don't seem particularly good. I don't think I want the Limval either. I think you're just a better 6-drop. Think I want all the other cards? Maybe Oblivion Sour is better than something. Sour. Sour. I don't know what it's called. Whatever. This deck feels strong. Like, we lost to the red deck, and I feel like we're a favorite versus the red deck, but, like, we just drew very poorly. We've mulliganed a lot. Like, the deck has a lot of interaction. It's got, like, 15 spells you can play on 2 and 3 mana, and just most games we aren't finding one. 17 spells if you include the 2 cyclers. That's in the main deck, and then obviously post board we brought in a 40s and stuff. So like we brought in 4, took out 3, but feel like this deck's good. Feel like this deck's a deck I would like to work on. But we'll probably just go back to blue-white approach. Might play this 2 different days, I'm not sure. See? Just another hand where we don't draw any of the cheap spells. I'm not sure why we're not drawing any of the cheap spells at all. Well, whatever, we'll keep it. I'm not going to mulligan to 4. Now you've pretty big job. The clutch went out front, man. You've not had very good luck. Yeah, it's just sealed and yees in between rounds, so won't be watching that. 26 land deck, even though we kept on one lander with a scry, like there was a pretty good odds that we would hit another land. The opponent missed a land drop too. Again, I think it was really good odds for us to hit a land, but so we had 25 over 2 draw steps, now over 3, going into the 4th. Just one of these days. I'm not going to give up because their clock's fairly slow. They don't even have lands yet. Over 6 draw steps, I think we were a massive favorite to find at least one land. Them having the Supreme Will there is probably enough to finish this game off. They still have 7 cards in their hand now. They're up to 4 mana with 2 Rivulets. Can't see a world where we win, but I'm not going to concede because we get to see some of like maybe the counter spells and stuff we brought in. Or we could just sit here and get angry at now the 7th draw step we've had, including the scry, and still not hit a land. Another rivulet. That's not good. Yeah. This is too boring for the stream. I'm just gonna go ahead and ship it. I don't want them to see the cats anyway. I'm just gonna run it back though. Don't think I want to change anything from the player to draw. Maybe the sowers or the oblivions are a little better on the play, but the cards I would take out are walking ballistas. I don't really want to take out a walking ballista. We'll keep this hand. We have a way to get rid of the first one duty plays, and we have a ramp spell, so this feels like a fairly good hand. Obviously, we'll have to draw more lands or whatever, but I don't think you can keep a ramp hand and not have the we'll have to draw more ramps at some point in the conversation. There we go. We got our 20 turn clock on the table. Turn Clockarino. Interesting. Your replacement card the same week. Got the card. It is pretty lucky on a lot of different streets there. It's pretty unlucky on a lot of different streets as well, though. Not sure whether I'm going to cycle the Groves yet or not. The Groves represents mana for the World Breaker, but yeah, I guess I'm not going to cycle it. We can cycle it next turn if we draw a card. If we'd played it last turn, we could have cast a Ballista for 3 this turn, so maybe that was a mistake. No summary dismissal, please. That'd be great. I'd like to at least kill a land. Even if my spell doesn't resolve, not worried about it, just want to kill a land. So what's everybody into tonight? This is game 3 of round 5, so we're quickly coming to a head. I mean, I'd rather just kill it anyway, because, like, Maybe he's got some kind of bounce or something, and like it could be more useful later in the game. I'm not worried about him sacking this turn. I'm worried about like maybe something happens and he can sack it in like 8 turns or something. Wouldn't mind this to resolve. Homework. You people that are trying to better yourself, I swear. There's Moto to be played. Oh, can't play it. Can potentially play it next turn though. Best draw step that we could get next turn is just a shrine, right? Just drawing a shrine's the best thing we could do. That was a Beneath the Sands, we could cycle it, so that's something to note since somebody suggested I make that change. Kinda like the Spring and Away, or Spring and Wind, or whatever it's called. What are you called? Spring and Mind. Kinda like those, but... Alright, one-time shrine. That's not a shrine. Well, hopefully there's not a negate on the other side of the table. That could start causing some serious issues if they are. So what's it take? It takes 4 mana for that thing? Of course, negate. Oops, misclicked. Thanks, Moto, for moving the clown on us. Oh well. 40 cards left in our library. This is another reason that I didn't get rid of the Rivulet. Or didn't get rid of an island over the Rivulet. Like, we have multiple turns before we could kill him, and like, he could easily beat us with 2 Rivulets. A lot easier than he can beat us with what he's showing. I kind of need him to tap his mana and play like a Startled Awake or something. Feels like that would be good for us. So an untapped land, and we get there. That's the best untapped land we could get. I'm not going to be greedy because he could have another negate. Wait. I'd forgot to tap the 1 for 2. Want this in case for some reason he bounces a Fraben so I can replay it. And that's a little disappointing. I know what you were saying though. It's like, so he can't sack it in response, but like, I would rather make him sack it at that spot and it just be gone for the whole game, you know? Like, I don't want him to have that Rivulet later. Like, if I just pick an island, he can just be like, Well, I'm not going to sack it this turn, and I'll find a good spot to get you later. So how many cards do we have? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. Let us do battle before we buy back a World Breaker. Does this count for 2 mana? To cast colorless spells. Alright, well, we'll go ahead and tap it for mana, but... What land would we sack? Sack a forest. Yes, I'm having to read some of these cards as we go. Could have a disallow, but that's fine. Disorder Zob if he does, and between the Shelter Dunes and the Oasis, we'd be fine. We'll kill this land. I don't think he has enough mana to use it for anything relevant anymore, but it still seems better to kill it than just an island. So we're down to 34 cards now. Technically attack for 7. We have the mana to attack for 7. Attacking for 7 can't be right. Nope. Even if it was right, it's certainly not right now. Let us do battle. They've done a lot of damage. Actually get an island this time. Because cutting him off on lands is fine. He doesn't have enough mana to use the Rivulet and stuff. Alright, well, as a small little outro, I can't really answer too many questions about this deck, considering... Where the heck did our Ulamogs go? Wow, they're way back here hiding. Oh, anyway. Thank you, Moto, for hiding my Ulamogs from us. Can't answer too many questions about the deck, since it's just a net deck. We saw it do second at the Grand Prix, and we were like, man, this looks sweet. Let's check this out. We beat a Mana Screw, and we beat 2 Fraying Sanity decks, so... grain of salt with going 3-2. We lost to a red deck wins. We may have punted game 1. I'm going to have to go back and check the video. Game 2, felt like we didn't get to play. We mulliganed a bunch. We just don't draw any of these spells very often. And then we lost to a blue-white approach, which I feel like a heavy favorite versus, but... we just got catted to death. They drew 3 cats both games, or 2 cats both games, or whatever. It's similar, but he wasn't playing the 75. The Oblivion Sowers out of the sideboard seem like they're going to be extremely good, especially versus decks that'll be casting a lot of negates. They just seem like a lot sweeter Hour of Promise versus those decks. I feel like it still needs some Tireless Trackers and some Fault Not Seers. Those were the cards that gives me problems. But, yeah, that's going to be it for us tonight. Probably... I'm pretty interested in that as well, Vladimus. Probably won't be back on, but there's some chance that I'll come back on. I think another streamer and content producer is going to help me learn a little bit about videos tonight. So, MJ's playing limited, so I guess we won't host him. I'm just gonna host Hooglin. He's playing Vintage. Vintage is sweet. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. Sorry for the late/short stream. On the weekends of Grand Prix, American Grand Prix, it'll typically always be a late stream. Wait, somebody said say wait. Um, we we've not done particularly well with it this week. We've got a seems like the meta's changed a bit, and the more and more we've pushed away from our interactive 2-drops, the harder we've been having with it. We're like not beating the red decks anymore because we've made too many changes to the decks, and we're not beating the ramp decks. And ramp decks seem to be everywhere, and with ramp getting second at a Grand Prix, it seems like ramp might get even more popular. And I honestly just don't know how to fix those matches, but Blue White Approach isn't gone. I usually stream something different on the weekends and just Blue White Approach during the week. So Blue White Approach will probably be a stream again tomorrow. It may be a stream Tuesday instead, but like it seems it's still a good deck. But I wanted to try this deck out because this deck's the deck that's been giving us problems all week, and like I've said multiple times on stream, this is the deck that I really wanted to test, and one got second in Grand Prix, so I figured we'd just start with that list. But yeah, most approach and some pummeling will probably be what we play for most of the rest of the season. Anyway, take care, everybody. Thank you for stopping by, and follow on Twitch, follow on Twitter, do the little subscribe thing on YouTube if you want. We appreciate it, and thank you, everyone. Take care, guys.